Everybody, it's your girl Alicia Lee, and I am back. I'm not only back in Union Square.
Hey, what's going on? It's Mr. Butter Love himself, aka RL 1/3 of Next.
RL 1/3 of Next, the voice behind Next. How are you doing, and how have you been?
I've been busy. It's been a whirlwind. You know, me and the guys are back together, and you know, a lot of people say lead singer or the voice behind. I'm just one of the members. We're working on a new album. It's called Next Rated, actually, because the first album was called Rated Next. And I'm just excited. We're about 45 records in, so a couple more.
You know what? You're so amazing because you did a lot of writing for a lot of different artists, and some of it went uncredited, unknown. Can you just please tell them some of the people that you wrote for?
I've written for Luther Vandross, Usher, Jamie Foxx, Lloyd, Jay Holiday, Genuine, Keith Sweat, Jaheim, a lot of people. But the thing is, you know, coming from where I came from, being in a group, it was always supposed to be about the group. So anything I did that was extracurricular, it was really about that artist. So I really wasn't trying to bring more attention to myself. So it was a double-edged sword. You know, I wanted people to know that I was doing other things and I was more than just a singer in a group. But in the end, it was more about me and the group. It was more about the guys and me. So it's cool. Well, no, you know, for us, when we did Too Close, I'm you know, I'll be 40 this year. So for me, up-tempo R&B really wasn't the thing to me unless you had a rapper on there or something, or a sample, a crazy beat.
Right.
And for us, we were one of the first groups to come out with a record that didn't have a rapper on it.
Oh, wow.
That blew up. So we didn't really have like a Biggie. We were jealous. They had like a Biggie or the Brad or, you know, Jermaine Dupri. We didn't have that, and we wish we did, but it just made us work harder. So when we did Too Close, I didn't even want it to be the second single. I actually wanted a record called Stop, Drop, and Roll on the first album to be the second single. But once I understood the crossover appeal and how things worked, I was like, okay, I get it. And then all of a sudden, the Ideals and the Jaheims came. Like, well, I need one of those. I need a Just In Case, or I need a whatever. So I understood the formula. And once I learned that from Clive Davis and from KG from Naughty, I just ran with it.
Amazing. And you know, and even when you entered the group Next, they related, right? The brothers related. So you coming into the group, and I'm going to say this as nice as I can. Did you ever think that you would be the person to, should I say, outshine the master at the time? You didn't outshine him, but you kind of like, you kind of became the star. You became the voice. You became that icon, that heartthrob. Did you realize that was going to happen? And I know you're humble. So
well, you know that's how the separation happens, because no one member is more important than the other. Them allowing me to be the writer and the primary vocalist a lot of times on records was selfless for them. And a lot of times I can equate it to like basketball. You have a point guard. He has to feed his teammates. Now, if he starts trying to score too much and other cats don't feel involved, then the team can implode. The same thing can happen within the group. And a lot of times, I'll give you an example. This is what happened with Next. So when you're broke, y'all hang together every day. Y'all sharing meals, sharing cars, sharing rooms, sharing clothes. All of a sudden, you get a little paper, and you separate. I got my crib here. You move to this state. You got this crowd of friends. I got this crowd of friends. So now your circle doesn't know about our struggle. They don't understand the depth of our relationship. So when you venting and you pillow talking and you frustrated, they taking your side because they're biased. Now I'm over here and the same thing happens, and all of a sudden we become separated. And these people with these opinions that have no idea what we've been through and the depth of our relationship get involved, and they go, well, you're doing this, and you know, people might be in my ear. Well, you write all the records and you do this. And the truth is, there wasn't one member more important than the other. We all played a pivotal role. You know, to the audience, to the public, they'll go, well, you were the guy. And I know that had to be hard on them, but it was selfless for them to let the baby, I'm the youngest of the group, come and shine. But I wasn't able to do that without being coached behind the scenes by them. T-Lo was the one that taught me harmony, and Tweet taught me stage presence. So the truth is, they made me better, if anything.
I see. And then the thing about you, even when you was going through all that he say, she said, you know what your response was? I wish them well, But I wish me better.
Yeah, of course.
When I heard that, talk to me about I wish them well, but I wish me better. Tell me how you came up with that.
To be honest, it's just a quote that I live by. I never want to wish ill on anybody. I'm not saying I don't, but I don't want to, because God don't like ugly. But the truth is, say me and you both get new cars.
Right.
You get a 2017. I want mine to be a 2018, and vice versa.
Right.
I mean, say you and your girlfriends meet some guys. You want the guy that you met to be more successful and more handsome than the guy she met. That's just human nature.
Right.
I mean, if we can admit that, then we can go a lot further in understanding how relationships work. The truth is, you want me to get my money, but you want to get a little more money than I got. That's just how things, exactly, then that's how things work. So that's how I came on with it.
And you know, and when you was first came into the group, you was like happy that you was getting a lot of different things. But then I guess, if correct me if I'm wrong, you didn't realize to others, they didn't accept you as, they thought you was bragging, but you weren't. Is that correct?
Yeah, I mean, what happens is, I don't know if anybody out there, your mother ever told you act like you ain't used to nothing. Right. Well, what happens when you're not used to something?
Right.
You're not used to, getting hundreds of $1,000s in checks and writing for these artists that you've looked up to and doing all these things. So you come back around your guys and you're like, man, I got to do this. I've been here and I was doing this.
Right.
And they're dealing with other things in life. And I'm younger, so I'm not having to go through that yet. So I'm not understanding. So a lot of times, I guess it came off as me being boastful, and that's not what I was trying to do. You just want people to be happy for you, and I think that the biggest lesson in life for me was to realize that everybody ain't always going to share your joy, especially if they secretly going through something and you don't even realize it.
And how do you handle that? Like when you're thinking that people are supporting you and you realize that they're not. Like
it's not really that they're not. You just have to filter it. Sometimes instead of me talking about my day, maybe I should start out with saying, well, what's going on with you? Oh, okay. So then if you telling me some negative, I can't go, well, dang, man, that's too bad. But guess what? I just got this $1 million. I can't do that.
Right.
So you have to sometimes start out by asking how somebody else is doing.
Right. And, Ariel, I promise, just a couple of more questions. Listen, you actually went through a lot in your life, even past. Like, you went through some turmoil, some personal experience. I mean, if you don't mind me saying, millions and millions, suicide, you went through bankruptcy and millions of dollars. And yet you sit here in New York City, in Union Square, and you have the ability to smile?
Of course.
Talk to me about that.
Say you're a barber. Say you're a chef. When you have a tangible talent that can go out and you can make money and do different things and create, that can't be taken from you. Me, no matter how much money was stolen from accountants and different things that have happened in my life, I can get things back. As long as I got my health and I have my voice and I have my God-given abilities, then I'm good. As far as, my low self-esteem and things that I've dealt with, it's about having positive people around me. It's about knowing my limits and understanding who I am, and that came with maturity. A lot of it could be about having the wrong woman by you. It could be about having the wrong friends. It could be about having the wrong business associates. And once I've learned to be able to keep my circle small, things changed.
Things change, and I see things are changing for you because you are definitely, you said you got some new music coming with Next, and is it WQRL? Tell me about that. Is that you still working on that?
Well, we actually did a whole album. It was Wingo from Jagged Edge, Q Parker from 112, and myself. And we were just really bored over a summer, and we just recorded a whole album. I doubt it really comes out because what happens is it's cool at first, but then when you have a tangible product and people are realizing that economically this can work because you can book one group and basically get 3 groups because you're getting all these records. Certain individuals weren't really having that, so we kind of had to back off. We still cool. It's funny because I also do this thing called Lover's Lane, which is me, Chauncey from Blackstreet, who's my big brother, and Wingo from Jagged Edge. We're actually going to Nigeria together next week, so it's always finding ways to recreate and package things because I'm a businessman now. I'm an artist first, of course, but it's business now.
Is there anyone out there that's an artist that you wanted to write with that you didn't get the opportunity to?
Probably Brandy.
Brandy? What's up with that? Why Brandy out of everybody else? You just think she's very talented, or something that you see in her that you can kind of like turn it around a little bit?
Have you ever had like a girlfriend that you thought was really beautiful, like
nah,
you know,
I never had a girlfriend.
I mean like a homegirl. I mean like a homegirl where you were like, you know, if she would just change her hair, or she shouldn't wear stuff like that, or if you're looking from the outside and you're viewing something, you go, you know what? If they just added this, or if they tried this, it would be like way up here. And that's how I view artists a lot of times. I'll look at them and I'll go, man, they're so dope. Like, you know, Brandy's one of the dopest artists vocally, you know, in the history of music to me, you know, after like a Whitney. And I go, well, man, if I could get her in the studio and do this with her or show her this. So it's things like that.
All right, and two more questions I got to ask you. Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Oh, yeah.
You're related. Yeah, that's your cousin.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people don't know that you're related to such talent, right?
Well, and we are related somehow, like truthfully. But yeah, Philip Bailey is my cousin. You know, I didn't even know growing up until actually I'd made it. And my mom was finally like, well, listen. Also, Sam Cooke is in my lineage. My family's from Texarkana, Texas. So, you know, it's a few artists. So, yeah.
All right, here's my last question. This is for the ladies. How do you keep yourself in such great shape? What do you do to keep your body so physique? If you don't mind me asking, that's for the ladies.
Discipline. I'm up at 4:30 in the morning to go to the gym. I see a lot of artists that I looked up to, and I go, dang, you used to be. And I don't want anybody to ever go, you used to be. You know, you can say my music might not be, you know, #1 on the charts right now, but when you have timeless music, it'll be always relevant. But I feel like taking care of yourself, you owe that to yourself, you owe that to your loved ones, you owe that to your family, you know, your children if you have that. I feel like it's selfish if, say me and you together, and I'm in the gym every day and you're not taking care of yourself. So when I'm supposed to be wheeling you and your oxygen tank around in 20 years, now we're supposed to be walking together. So I always felt like, you know, especially in the black community when it comes to soul food and sodium and eating a lot of the things that we shouldn't be eating, I don't want to be that. You don't want to do that. Nah, I don't want the diabetes and the high blood pressure and all that. I want to do everything I possibly can to continue to be at peak performance.
And upcoming artists, advice that you would give them?
Don't listen to me.
Don't listen to
no,
don't
really,
listen to you. That's keeping it 100.
I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's almost like the drunk guy that tells you not to drink. Of course, don't drink. Look at you. You can look at my story and learn from my mistakes, but the reality of it is what makes artistry so dope is the individuals. So just be yourself. And I mean, that sounds cliche, but the reality of it is you are what's gonna be different in the industry. You are what's gonna be unique. So me telling you what to do or who to be, I'm trying to be me.
Nice. How can your fans follow you?
I'm JustRL, JUSTRL on Twitter and Instagram.
All right, there you go, Mr. Butter Love himself, RL, Union Square Ballroom. Thank you so much for taking the time out to interview with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Alicia Lee, Cablevision, we're out. Thank you.